Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Bret Hart didn't seem too thrilled with Triple H approaching him for a handshake on the entrance ramp at WrestleMania 41. The Hitman clearly looked annoyed following the handshake video showed. The game headlined the 2025 edition of the WWE Hall of Fame. Also, WWE inducted the no DQ submission match between Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin into this year's Hall of Fame as the first Immoral Moment inductee. At Mania Night 1, the Hall of Fame inductees came out on the entrance stage, and the capacity crowd loudly cheered for the class. Triple H then came out to his music and shook hands with the other inductees. Bret Hart didn't seem too happy while shaking the game's hand. Check out the clip below. Hart has been quite possibly the biggest critic of the cerebral assassin over the years. He has taken shots at the WWE CCO on multiple occasions over the past 25 years or so. On the other hand, Triple H has avoided responding to Hart's criticisms publicly. Bret Hart created history as he became the first ever three-time WWE Hall of Famer last night. He went in as a solo inductee back in 2006, and as a part of the Hart Foundation in 2019. WrestleMania 41 delivered some of the most unforgettable moments in recent WWE history. But what fans are talking about the most isn't what happened inside the ring. It's what happened just outside of it. Following an emotional Hall of Fame tribute and a standing ovation for WWE legends in attendance, a moment caught on camera between Bret, the Hitman Hart, and Triple H has ignited a firestorm of speculation. In a brief clip that's gone viral, Triple H approaches Bret Hart with a respectful handshake and a few words, only for Hart to respond with a visibly displeased expression that has left fans wondering. Was this an awkward encounter, or did deeper tensions bubble to the surface on the grandest stage of them all? The clip, now circulating on social media with millions of views, captures a solemn-looking Bret Hart as he extends his hand toward Triple H. But the forced smile, pursed lips, and distant glare that followed immediately after have sparked rampant theories. Fans with keen eyes and long memories haven't forgotten the long and complicated history between the two WWE legends, dating back to the days of the infamous Montreal Screwjob and the shifting dynamics of backstage politics during WWE's most turbulent eras. For many, this single moment at WrestleMania 41 was more than just an awkward exchange. It was a subtle expression of unresolved tension that has never truly disappeared. Triple H, now WWE's chief content officer and arguably the most influential figure in the creative direction of the company, has made significant efforts in recent years to reconcile with the past. His leadership style contrasts sharply with the chaotic, often ego-driven environment that defined the Attitude Era. But despite this evolution, his relationship with Bret Hart remains complicated at best. Hart has been openly critical of Triple H in numerous interviews over the years, often downplaying his in-ring abilities and questioning his creative influence. Even when Hart returned to WWE in the early 2010s, fans noticed that his interactions with Triple H were minimal and strictly professional. The WrestleMania 41 encounter, brief as it was, has reopened old wounds in the eyes of many longtime fans. As Hart stood among his peers, legends like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Mick Foley, and Kurt Angle, there was a momentary glance between him and Triple H that seemed loaded with subtext. While others smiled, embraced, and relished in the mutual respect that such a reunion offers, Hart's expression remained cold and contemplative. When Triple H approached, the handshake looked more like an obligation than a gesture of goodwill. Fan reactions have ranged from empathy to frustration. Some have praised Hart for staying true to himself and not pretending to be friendly for the cameras, while others argue that WrestleMania should be a time of unity and celebration, not quiet contempt. Wrestling analyst Brian Alvarez weighed in during his post-show podcast, noting, "This wasn't just an uncomfortable handshake. Bret Hart looked like a man who was biting his tongue." There's a lot of history between those two that hasn't been publicly dealt with. So what exactly caused this friction to flare up once more? Many point back to Hart's previous criticisms of Triple H's booking decisions and influence over NXT. Hart has never minced words when it comes to the legacy of other wrestlers, especially those he feels were pushed due to backstage politics rather than talent. His infamous comment that Triple H has never had a great match still circulates in wrestling circles, often resurfacing whenever the two are mentioned in the same sentence. That kind of direct, unapologetic honesty is a hallmark of Bret Hart's personality, but it also leaves little room for reconciliation unless both parties are willing to bridge the gap. As WrestleMania 41 wrapped up with fireworks and thunderous cheers for current superstars like Cody Rhodes and Rhea Ripley, backstage cameras continued to roll. A few seconds of additional footage showed Hart walking away briskly after the handshake, not stopping to chat or pose for more pictures. Triple H, in contrast, returned to the group of legends with a neutral expression, showing no signs of agitation. That moment has only fueled the idea that Hart may have been the one carrying unresolved frustration. Could there be more to this than just personal tension? Some fans speculate that Hart's body language might also reflect larger concerns about the direction of WWE or how legacy performers are treated. In past interviews, Hart has expressed disappointment with how certain talents are booked and how injuries are handled, implying that today's WWE product often prioritizes spectacle over storytelling. If those sentiments still linger, it's possible that seeing Triple H, now the face of WWE's creative machine, triggered more than just personal animosity. It may have reminded Hart of everything he once fought against in the company. Still, it's worth noting that Bret Hart did attend the Hall of Fame ceremony the night before, clapping respectfully and even sharing a few lighthearted moments with fans and fellow legends. That suggests he isn't opposed to participating in WWE events, but his visible discomfort at WrestleMania 41 shows there's a difference between showing up and feeling truly welcome. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.